through life. Okay, we got 15 viewers. That's fine right now. Listen, tag and share this video. And y'all saw the topic of this video today is buffering faith. Because, at our church, at Truth Ministries, we are going on a faith series. We're going on a faith series. So, talking about faith this morning. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, April. And so, we're going on a faith series. So, I'm talking about faith today. So, listen. I was coming home yesterday. I was coming from, well, it was the day before yesterday. I was coming from the valley. Got off the first LaGrange exit. Every time, it never fails. It never fails. Good morning, Tamika. Good morning, Miss Hardy. Good morning, Miss Jackson. And so it never fails. Thank you, April. It never fails that every time I get to LaGrange and I get to a certain area in LaGrange, and it always be right there at Speedy. It never fails. My phone, it always, the phone, it always drops a call, or either it begins to buffer. It never fails. And my phone will buffer from speeding all the way until I pass CVS. So, and I said, dang, I hate this. Now, I'm with Verizon, and Verizon is pretty good, but every time it never fails. Every time I get to that same spot, my phone begins to buffer. My phone begins to stall. And I said all of that to say this: is your faith buffering? Well, Moody, what do you mean? When something buffers, it means that the internet, it has a low internet connection. So every time, like if you're watching TV, if you're watching something on YouTube, and your phone or your internet, it begins to buffer. That means the internet connection, it ain't strong enough. Come on, somebody. I guess every time I get to that place right there, the internet connection, good morning, Kendra, it ain't strong enough. Come on, somebody. So let me ask you this: is your faith in an area where it's buffering? Come on, somebody. Is your faith in an area where that is buffering? You were doing good all the way up until you got to a certain point in your life. Come on, somebody. You was doing good all the way up until you got to a certain area. You was doing good all the way up until you got, and now you at a stall. Now you at a standstill. Come on, somebody. Now your faith is buffering. Well, Moody, what do you mean your faith is at a standstill? You really can't even open your mouth and pray to God because your faith is buffering. Come on, somebody. Your faith ain't even connected no more. Come on, your faith, it got a low connection. And remember when I told you that buffering is when the internet begins to start, you got some type of low connection somewhere, a weak connection. Because what I noticed is every time I get in that same area, but before I get there, I have all the bars. But when I get to that spot, when I get to that same spot, when I hit that same spot, my bars go down to about 2 bars. I got a weak connection somewhere. Verizon, I need to call Verizon. Verizon got a weak connection. They ain't got no towers or something right there in that area. So I don't know where you are in your faith, but let me ask you, is your faith buffering today? Is you in an area of your life where your faith is buffering? You got a weak connection with God. Come on, somebody. You got a weak connection with him. You got a weak connection. Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to change your service plan. I don't know what your service plan is. I don't know what your service agreement is, but you need to do something different. You need to connect to something else, because what you've been doing, it ain't working for you. Come on, somebody. What you've been doing, it was working for you on a little while, but now that thing don't start buffering again. Come on, somebody. You don't reach. You got a couple of scriptures in you, yeah, and that held some good strength. That held you with 4 bars, but now you have been getting that word. Now you have been studying that word. Now your faith is buffering. It's buffering. You don't got to a spot in your life with something, you don't hit a hard place. Come on, somebody. You don't hit a dry place. Now your faith has begun to start have begun to start buffering. Well, somebody would say, well, Moody, I still don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you, I was in the mirror washing my face this morning, and then this is what God showed me. He showed me when the disciples was on the boat, when they was on the boat. And they were going to the other side of the sea. Come on, somebody. And Jesus stayed back. But the Bible said that a storm came. Come on. When the storm in your life comes, what your faith do? When storms in your life begin to rage, do your faith stand on that solid foundation, or does it begin to waver, or does it begin to buffer? Come on, somebody. So listen, they was on this boat. It was storm. The storm was raging. The winds and the waves were hitting upon the ship. Come on, somebody. And then what ended up happening was they saw Jesus walking on water. They saw Jesus walking on water. And then they thought he was a ghost. Come on, somebody. They thought he was a ghost because he was walking on the water. But then when he got a little closer, and when he got a little closer, you know, they asked, what is that you? Come on. Well, Lord, they said this. Peter said this. Well, Lord, if that's you, bid me to come. Oh my God. He said, Lord, if that's you, bid me to come. Oh my God. So what he did was, Jesus said, come. Here's the thing. He didn't say, Peter, come. Come on. Because it was 12 on the ship. When he said, come, all of them should have stepped out. Come on, somebody. But the other ones was scared. But it was one on the ship who wasn't scared. Come on, somebody. So even though the other one was scared, Peter said, bid me to come. When Jesus said, come, the Bible said that he stepped down out of the boat. And he began to walk on water. But something happened. Oh, my God. Something happened when he was walking on that water. See, let me tell you this. It's only been two people who was able to walk on water. That's Jesus and that's Peter. Come on, somebody. So he was walking on the water. But something happened to cause him to lose focus. Something happened that caused his faith to begin to buffer. Come on, somebody. He reached a peak. He reached a place on that water where he took his eyes off of God and he began to look down at the situation. Oh my God. Who am I talking to today? You took your eyes off of God and you began to start looking at the circumstance. You begin to start looking at the situation. You begin to start looking at every problem that you going through, that you facing. Come on. Now your faith is buffering. Oh my God. Oh my God. Peter's faith, it began to buffer. Come on, somebody. I heard another preacher say he had wavy faith, but today he had buffering faith. His faith began to stall. You know, when something is buffering, it's stalling. Come on. You know how that little buffering thing just keep going around and around and around. Low internet connection. Come on. His faith, it begins to stall. His faith begins to have a weak connection. You telling me all 12 of y'all, 11 of y'all still on the boat? Y'all scared, and it had one that had enough faith to get down out of the boat, but the faith started buffering, and when the faith started buffering, he began to sink. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, that's what happened on our walk. When our faith begin to start buffering, that's when we'll begin to sink. Oh my God. That's when we'll begin to sink. Oh my God. But let me tell you what happened though. It's okay if you got buffering faith, because let me tell you, help is here. So what happened was, when he walked on water and when he took his eyes off of Jesus and began to look at all that water that was around him, when the wind started hitting up against him, when the waves started hitting up against him, his faith began to buffer and he began to sink. But guess what? He cried out to God, Lord, save me. Oh my God. Who am I talking to today? And you need God to save you. You need God to come rescue you in the midst of your storm. You need God to rescue you in the midst of your situation. Come on, somebody. Who am I talking to today? Hallelujah. Who am I talking to today? You sinking in that area of your life. You going through right now and your faith is buffering. Your faith is stalling. It seems like a wall done came up and you can't even push through that wall. Come on, somebody. It seems like your problems are so thick that you can't even bust through it. Oh my God. But let me tell you this, the help is on the way. When he began to start sinking and when he cried out to God, see, that's what's wrong with some of us. We don't even want to cry out. Oh my God. You don't even want to cry out for help. The devil got a muffle on your mouth to make you not even want to cry out to God. But I dare you to cry out to him today. I dare you to say, Lord, I'm in a situation right now, God. I'm in a situation of my life right now. I'm in a crisis of my life right now. And God, I need your help because I've been trying to do it on my own, God. But God, I need your help. Come on, somebody. Oh my God. I said Sunday that the word of God says that now faith is the substance of things hoped for. And that word substance, it means hypothesis in Hebrews. And when I broke that word down, that word meant substructure. Oh my God, your faith got to have some substructure. Not only do it got to have some substructure, but it got to have a foundation like we talked about the 3 little pigs on yesterday. It got to have a foundation because here's the thing. It's the foundation first, then it's the substructure on top of that. That substructure is what holds the house together. Your faith needs some substructure so it can hold you together when the winds and the waves of your life is raging. Your faith needs some substructure, my God. Your faith needs some substance. Oh my God. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Come on, somebody. When he began to sink, guess what happened? And he cried out to God. God knows his children. Oh my God. Let me ask you this. Is you a child of God? And if you are, oh baby, he knows his children's voice. He knows his children's voice. Come on, somebody. I don't care how many of his children is crying out at the same time. He hear each and every one of us. Come on, somebody. He hear each and every one of us. When he began to sink, he cried out. And when he cried out, Lord, save me. The Bible said that God reached down. Oh my God. Don't you know that God can reach down and pick you up? Oh my God. Rakanda. Do you trust him enough? Come on, somebody. Is your faith buffering today? If it is buffering today, cry out to him. Oh my God. Just like Peter did when his faith got a little weak, when his faith began to start buffering, when he began to start sinking in the midst of a sea. Come on, somebody. Oh my God. He went from trusting God, he went to stepping out of the boat to trusting God and walking on water. Come on. See, I don't even know how to swim. I don't know how to swim, and I don't know if he knew how to swim. But when Jesus told him to come, he had enough faith. Oh my God. He had enough faith to get down out of that boat. But listen, something happened. What I said yesterday, you can have faith, but then you can also have a belief problem. Well, what are you saying, Moody? You got faith in God. You got faith in God. You know that he'll make a way out of no way. But the situation you in, it calls you not to believe that he'll work it out for you. Come on, somebody. You got faith, but you just didn't have the belief to believe that he'll work it out. Come on, somebody. See, here's the thing. Peter had faith. Come on. Because faith got him out of the boat. He had faith. Faith got him out of the boat. See, that's the only thing that's going to get me out of the boat. Faith is the only thing going to get me out of the boat. Come on, somebody. Especially if you don't know how to swim and swim in deep water. Come on, somebody. Let me tell you, they don't even get out the boat. But let me tell you this. But when you got some faith, when you got some substance, come on, somebody. When you got some substructure, that substructure is holding you up. Come on, somebody. You'll get down out of the boat. Come on. And that what got him faith, got him out of the boat. But then when he started looking at everything around, that's why you got to stay focused. Because the enemy comes to send distractions. And when the enemy comes to send distractions, if you take your eyes off of Jesus, if you take your eyes off the prize, you're going to begin to sink. Oh my God. You're going to begin to sink if you take your eyes off of God. You're going to begin to sink. When he began to sink, he cried out. I ain't too proud to beg, y'all. I ain't too proud to cry out to him. Because if you need him, you just need him. I'm sorry. If you need him, you just need him because you can't do it by yourself. He knew he couldn't do it. Let me tell you, he was walking out on water with the lifesaver. Come on, somebody. He was walking on water with the lifesaver. Come on, somebody. Oh my God. So when he began to start sinking, he cried out to God. And the Bible says that God reached down and he picked him up. And guess what he said? Oh, ye of little faith. Come on, somebody. He said, oh, ye of little faith. Peter, you walk with me. You seen miracle signs and wonders. And you telling me if it be me, oh my, you didn't recognize me? You don't recognize who I am? Okay, well, since you want to test me, I'm going to tell you to come. Come out of the boat. Oh my God. And his faith began to start buffering. When you get to that place in your life and your faith begins to buffer, listen, warning comes before destruction. You don't hit a spot in your life, come on somebody, where the connection is weak. Oh my God. You don't hit a place in your life where the connection now, it was strong, but now it's weak. Now you got to begin to feed that faith. Come on, somebody. You got to begin to feed that faith, because now your faith is buffering. Now your faith is stalling. Now your faith has a weak connection. Come on, somebody. But walking on this walk, you can't have a weak connection. Walking on this walk, you can't have a weak connection, because when you got a weak connection, that devil can come in, come on, anyway. He can come in anyway. He can tell you all types of lies that will cause you, oh my God, to totally be unfocused. Come on, somebody. That will cause you to totally not trust God and not believe God if you allow that enemy to come in your life like that. So let me ask you this today. Do you have buffering faith? Do you have buffering faith? Every time, I'm telling you, every time I get to that place, and it been about a year. Every time I get to Speedy, I already know what time it is. I already know whatever I'm listening to on whatever I'm listening to on YouTube, whatever I'm listening to on my little music channel, it finna stop. It gonna stall. Well, if I'm talking to somebody, the service just go out. I had all bars, but now I ain't got them but about one or two. Now it's just buffering. And then I have to pass Speedy, go over the bridge, come down, pass. By the time I pass CVS uptown, that's when my bars start going up. Come on, somebody. That's when my strength start getting up a little bit. Come on, somebody. And that's how some of us are in our walk. We be strong 1 minute, but then something hit our lives. We started going through a situation, because we going to go through some trials and tribulations. You might as well go on and get used to it. We going to go through trials and tribulations in our life. That's why it's up to you, come on somebody, to build on the measure of faith that God has given you, so you can strengthen that thing for the next storm that come in your life. Come on somebody. Because let me tell you, the faith that you had last time, the faith that you had last year when you went through that storm and you thought it was going to take you out, see, that faith held you. Come on. But see, let me tell you, it's going to be a storm that come in your life. Oh, my God. Let me tell you this. We know these storms that come, these tornadoes that come, all of them come with different strength. Some of them tear up a little stuff. Some of them tear a whole lot, cause a whole lot of damage. Let me tell you this. You got to have some solid faith when that next storm come in your life. Come on, somebody. Because see, that last storm didn't do too much damage. But the next storm that come in your life, oh my God, you gonna need, oh my God. You gonna need some faith. Oh my God. You gonna need some faith to stand on. Come on, somebody. Because if you don't have some strong faith to stand on, you gonna sink. You're going to sink. You're going to sink. So I need you to look at your connection today. I need to call Verizon and see what's going on with their towers. Come on, somebody. Listen, look at your connection today and see if you have a weak connection. The reason why... Listen, check your relationship. Check your relationship. Check. Let me tell you, if you ain't got the right relationship with him, that can cause your faith to buffer. I told you, if you just courting him, if you just going with him only on certain days, if you just going with him only when you need someone, you got a weak connection, baby. You ain't got no strong connection. Your faith gonna begin to waver. Your faith gonna begin to buffer. Look at your relationship with God and see what you need to do to make that connection stronger. Come on, somebody. See, what he's saying is, you got to come all the way in, baby. He said, daughter, son, you got to come all the way in. You trying to tiptoe. That's why you got weak connection. That's why your connection is buffering, because you just trying to tiptoe around me. Come on, somebody. You just want me to bless you here and bless you there. Come on, somebody. But you don't want to come all the way in. But in order for you to have a strong foundation, in order for you to have a strong connection, in order for us to have a stronger relationship, we got to come all the way in. Come on, somebody. We got to come all the way in. Come on, somebody. Oh, my God. So check your life today. Check your life and see, do you have buffering faith? Check your life to see, have you hit an area? Are you in an area right now? Are you in a dry place right now? Are you in an area? Think about it. When you're going down a certain road, and you know how you go down these country back roads, and they got all these trees, what happened? You either, your phone start buffering, or either you lose service. Have you lost service? See, let me tell you, it's okay if you buffering a little bit, because after a while, you're gonna regain some connection. But when your service completely go out, oh my God, you don't came away from up under that umbrella. You don't came away from up under that umbrella. Come on, somebody. You ain't got no more service. Come on, somebody. Oh my God. You don't step out of his will when you ain't got, when your service completely goes out. You don't came from up under, from under the will of God. Come on. You don't stepped outside of the will of God. Now everything finna start happening. But I dare you to stay in the will of God. Because if you in the will of God, you may buffer a little bit, but there's still hope. Oh my God. You may buffer a little bit. Come on, somebody. You may buffer a little bit, but look, sooner or later, that connection gonna get back strong. Well, Moody, how it gonna get back strong? Because you got to reconnect. Come on, somebody. Sometimes you got to turn your phone off and turn it back on. Oh my God. You have to turn it off to turn it back on in order for it to gain that strength again. In order for it to gain bars again. Come on, somebody. Some of you need to turn it off. You need to just turn your phone off and turn it back on. Come on, somebody. So you can regain service. Come on, somebody. So you can get a stronger connection. Come on. And what I mean by that is turn that sin off. Oh, turn that sin off. Come on, somebody. You turning away from that sin. And when you turn that thing back on, that means you walking back straight now. That means you focused now. That means you got strength now. Come on, somebody. You had too much clutter in your life. You had too much distraction in your life. Come on, somebody. And God said you need to turn off some things. You need to turn off some things. You got a bad connection. You got a weak connection. Come on, somebody. My God. Is your faith buffering today? So listen, it's 7 o'clock. It's after 7 o'clock. I got to get off. Listen, I need you to meditate on that thing. Do you have buffering faith today? Is your faith stalling? Is your faith stalling? Is your faith at a standstill? Somebody said, well, I thought I had faith. Yeah, you thought you had faith when you stepped out of the boat, Peter. You had enough faith to get you out of the boat, but you didn't have enough faith to keep you from sinking. Oh my God. You didn't have enough faith to keep you from sinking. So if you are sinking, baby, do a faith check. Do a faith check. Your faith buffering. You don't believe God somewhere. It's some unbelief somewhere. Come on, somebody. It's some unbelief somewhere. You probably do got faith. He gave you a measure of faith if you are a believer. If you are a believer who have received Jesus as Lord and Savior. Come on, somebody. If you've been born again, God gave you the measure of faith. Come on. And when you stepped out of the boat, you had the measure of faith. But baby, something happened when you stepped out of the boat. You started looking at all the chaos. You started looking at everybody else. You started looking at what everybody else is doing. You started looking at the storm. You started looking at your situation. When God said, I already got that taken care of. Just focus on me. He's saying, I am your way maker. I am your miracle worker. But you got to stay focused on me. Don't look at all the noise that are around you. Close your ears to the noise that is around you. And stay connected with me. You got to learn how to tune out things and focus on God. Is your faith buffering today? I love y'all. Y'all have a great Tuesday morning.